That reminds me.
Makes you sick.
Mike brought in that Last Victim, Jason Moss book.
Oh, yeah.
Which, we were so surprised to see Jason had committed suicide. But, God, after getting into all this creepy stuff, it apparently got to him, I guess. But he's... this is probably a good place to dig into Gacy just a tad. Gacy has been exchanging letters with Jason, and he's saying that he hated homosexuals and gay acting people, and that he was actually bisexual, an orientation he considered quite natural. And, in fact, in this book, they describe Gacy's early arrests and the fact that he and his wife were swinging in like the mid-60s.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
And anyway, he says he'd taken a bit of a risk by asking Gacy about the sense of power he felt when killing another human being, if he'd killed anyone. Although he never stopped denying his guilt, he did slip innuendos into some of his correspondence referring to his crimes. This time, however, he chose to ignore my question about killing and instead talked about power in a sexual context. It's kind of like the power you have when beating it. You can bring it up and stop and hold off and then wait and bring it up again. And I think he's sort of making a double entendre there and referring to how he used to strangle kids and let them come back to life.
Right.
Only to
like
strangle
the
them again.
Stranglers. Hillside Stranglers do the same thing.
And then Gacy says, I love wild parties. I think when you have an older woman, you tend to want to control a younger one and doing what you want. What do you think? Older women like young toy boys, as they call them. And it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean. As anyone can most like cut circumcised. And then he acts like this is small, this is funny. I'm just 7 inches. As I've been asked that many times, cut with a large
Oh, God.
Gacy is quite the father figure in these early letters.
I know.
He's really got some good advice for him.
Then he, of course, gets on to the point where, let's see. Well, that actually starts. He blows off the brother part, but then he does further get into kind of seducing Gacy, and to the point that Gacy ends up meeting him, putting him on his guest list, and has that creep drive him over there, who is such a what a freak. That guy's a friend of Gacy's. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
And that's when he hands him the panties, or the little underwear that he has tucked inside his undies that have been apparently wrapped around his 7-inch cut.
That's what he said, 7 inches.
With a large, probably for the better part of a day. And that was the day he was so fired up. And when he pulled him out, he could see that Gacy was beyond turgid. Gacy was in throb mode when he pulled those puppies out.
Why not, yeah.
And Jason won the next day. But
probably.
That's cool.
The reason this all came out was because, come to find out that Gacy, or rather Jason, committed suicide last summer.
I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Supposedly something to do with witchcraft, though, too. Wasn't there something in there?
Yeah. Yeah, or devil worship or something like that.
Yeah, that was
just bizarre.
But this thing with Gacy, I mean, it was weird because there were no guards, because Gacy just ruled the roost there. And I guess everybody turned away from the monitors, and so he really was trapped in there. And boy, when he brought out that thing was menacing.
Oh, yeah.
Menacing.
And Gacy,
it was like a cobra getting ready to strike and spit.
And he said the color of his...
Ooh, gross. Ooh.
He said,
that's a bad way to put that.
But Jason said the color of his eyes changed. They went black.
Yeah.
And he had that killer look on his face. Yeah, and his whole neck and face were just beet red.
Yep, that's where he said he realized in that moment that was the last thing all of the victims saw.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Jason Morris. I'm the author of the book The Last Victim. I did your show about, I think, last summer. And anyway, I'm in town right now, and I thought you guys might be interested in having me back on the show. I have some friends that live out here in Michigan, and they said that you guys play excerpts of me and Gacy and stuff like that a lot, so I thought you guys were interested in having me back on. The paperback actually is just released. Again, it's Jason Moss, after The Last Victim. Talk to you later. Bye. So you can call in the morning and we can go right on the air if you want. Bye. Oh, really? I had no idea.
So in a weird way, he was the last victim. Maybe Gacy doing him in from afar. Maybe he never got over it.
I looked at some of the pictures of like him with the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. Some of the artwork he drew to him. He would always put artwork in with the letters he wrote of like people cut to pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like a leg here.
Ramirez? Yes, that's weird.
So weird.
God.
And there was always a pentagram on everything he sent.
Oh, yeah, right.
I see his trophy collection picture. Then the other one, which he calls Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, where he has the body parts all spread around. Wow. That's real funny, Dick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does he have a picture with Gacy?
Oh, yeah. Gacy's handcuffed.
Boy, and Gacy's like 4 inches shorter than Jason. And he's got to be doughy from being in prison all that time. And yet with that rage, he just,
oh, yeah.
His strength would be incomprehensible.
Pent up, boy.
You know, it's weird, right there, Jason Moss is probably wearing those panties. Didn't he want him to wear panties?
Yeah. Straight sex or bi, I enjoyed it all, knowing I can get off with both and enjoying anything that is consenting with others. I find if you satisfy your partner first, then you can do anything, so I like to get them off first. What do I fantasize about sexually? I assume you mean when I off. Well, it depends on what mood I'm in and what I'm thinking from out of the many past encounters I've had. Since I like being the aggressor, I like to get in on threesomes. Both male and female. Yeah, right, female. Sure, Gace. Making them my slaves in bed and doing it all. Straight or bi, I enjoyed it all. His parental advice. I'm a PMA type person. Positive mental attitude. I don't have time for negative thinking. Death is negative, so why fill your head with that? Lying is negative, so I have no time for that. Hey, I say what I think to some. That's great. To others, they think I'm not tactful. But I am not a cream puff, and I believe a true friend will not tell you what you want to hear to stroke you, but let you know what's right from their point of view. So you won't find me stroking you, as you have your own hand for that once a day, if not more. He's like that guy I played baseball with, who always found a way to get an innuendo in. Casey would always preach me about school, my grades, and being good to my family. In his letters, he mentioned everything from football scores to new movies out on tape. Clearly, these observations on pop culture were intended to make me see him as a person that's no different than a friend on the street. A few days later, I received my first glimpse of what I learned to call the artificial Gacy. I did not kill or murder anyone. I owned the property, so they want you to assume I did it. They say I confessed, but have no confession when asked in court. I've had 3 hours of truth serum showing that I had no knowledge of some 28 victims and the 5 I knew about. It wasn't about killing them. That's not admissible in court. I was sold out by my own attorney for book rights. That's what I've been appealing all these years. But I'm an embarrassment on the criminal justice system because if I'm right, then they're wrong. And too many careers and money have been made off my name, and for political reasons, it's better to kill me than to let the public know they f***ed up 15 years ago. This book is a gold mine. Oh, brother.
That's just the beginning, too. They get way better.
Where does he talk about cut crown, by the way?
Oh, God.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
One night I was at a Christmas party, and this pretty woman came up and started talking to me. The conversation went well. We decided to go into a room at a house where we could have some privacy. One thing led to another, and we started kissing passionately. I asked her if I could her, and she said yes. After working my way up to her thighs, she pulled away and stopped me. She then laid me down on a bed and performed to me and gave me the best of my life. I was very happy with her. After a few minutes, she told me she was a man, a transvestite, and if I was still interested, I could call her again the next day. I never called her again. Yeah, right. Oh, come on, Gacy. Who are you kidding? It's so funny that he even lies at this point. You're still learning, so who is to say how far to go, and if you could be unselfish in giving as well as receiving without hang-ups? I think you want to. I also think you wrote me because it was a male sexual case, and you thought you could learn from me. You're like asking me to give you the green light of approval when I know you want to anyway. Hey, go for it. If it was for me to decide, I don't know. If you were around here, you would try it all, then decide. We all control ourselves. He's so trying to give him like the green light for homo action. The last victim, anyway. Jason Moss again. Just found out just a couple months ago, or even more recent than that he actually committed suicide in June of 2006. So he's been gone for about 8 months. And we just got a new copy of the book because we couldn't find ours. Boy, that thing was popular. People were running off of that thing left and right until finally it was missing. But anyway, we talked about the last victim because we had, Chris Hansen on from NBC Dateline, which they've got a great show again tonight as they go after more of these creeps.
Murphy, Texas. Like I say, it's like American Idol. It's like tonight they travel to Murphy, Texas to find whatever predators they can find there, molesters. And I'm sure they'll load them up just as fast as you drop the fishing line in. They'll pull them up, pull them up, pull them up.
We got, anyway, after we talked to him, we started talking about Jason Moss, who, I was so surprised to find out that he had committed suicide. He wrote The Last Victim, which was the book where he posed as the average, I guess, subject. Victim. Yeah. He wrote letters to Dahmer, Gacy, Ramirez.
Yeah, and he studied
Manson.
And he studied the type of victim that those different serial killers would chase down. And once he had the perfect MO of their victims, he would adopt that persona and then put himself in harm's way and start contacting these guys. And boy, some of them blew him off. Others responded. Others really responded.
His letters, though, it sure is worth a second look, isn't it? Casey, he is so obsessed with his own penis.
Oh,
it's unbelievable.
Man.
If he were alive, he would have been so all over Channel 4 last night at 11 o'clock when they ran that story about penile enhancement.
That was
which
nauseating.
Is still in the dark ages, by the way. When are they going to come up with a better way? I mean, let's face it, they've found ways to put hair on heads. They found a way to put big boobs in, small-breasted women. They found everything. It seems like modern science, when it comes to cosmetic surgery, well, God, just go on Dr. Roche's site. Look at all the things they can do now, and they still can't come up with a good way to improve on penis size.
I think that's the Lord did that, made sure that there was no way to tamper with it. Full well knowing that if somehow or another there was a way to make them bigger, that the men out there would make them so huge that it would be like dragging the house behind them.
You know what I just passed? It was the Monday Night Football story.
Oh.
John's Monday Night Football bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. I suppose it's better in audio form.
Yeah.
God, this thing. I just can't even read most of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all so, naturally, everything is so damn sexually oriented.
It's in paperback now, though.
Sex. I remember, wasn't it Ramirez that wanted pictures that, with, you arching your body?
That's
so
Gacy.
Really
Dahmer.
Cage.
Doms.
That was Dahmer.
Dahmer wanted those.
Dahmer. Ramirez, what did he like? What did that creep like? Do you remember?
Satan. Yeah, he was really into
You know how to subject with guys. And this guy was, he was about 2 or 3 years younger than me. He was married. His wife was about to have a baby. So every Monday night, we used to watch the NFL Monday Night Football. So anyhow, he was married and I'm married, and my wife used to go over to his house all the time. So on Monday night, he used to come over, and we would be in the rec room watching television. And you know how the subject with guys. Get on the sex, and he says he's not getting none, and she won't go down on him and all this and that. And I said, well, why the hell did you go find something else?
Yeah, I see what
and
you
then
mean.
he started coming on to me. And it's the strangest, because I would have never thought of him being bi. You know, I had already been that way, and I never thought he was. But he was talking about how horny he was, and he ended up going down on me.
Yeah.
And then each week it progressed to more and more stuff for the whole season, the whole NFL season. He liked to be submissive. And yet here's a guy that, you know, he had one kid and his wife was getting ready to have the second kid. He was an insurance man. You know. But it wasn't about bodies. He was just the sensation of getting off. And that's what I was trying to tell you. Because I asked this guy,
listen to this conversation.
He's just...
Yeah, it's like father and son, you know.
He's such a great mentor.
Isn't he, though?
Feeling the power that I feel.
How absurd.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
That's what you're saying.
And then he got warned, you know, each week, come over, we'd have our beer, watch the football game, and every one of them ended up doing the same thing. Either he was catching it one way or the other.
If anybody knows what happened to Jason or knew him down the stretch there towards the last portion of his life, I'd really be curious to know what exactly happened there, because he seemed totally together when we talked to him.
I'm totally confused.
He really didn't seem like he was affected by the book. I thought it was a brilliant concept, the whole idea behind the book. And I thought he did a really good job. I thought he wrote it well. I thought it was...
very interesting.
You know,
very interesting
sequentially, I thought he did a great job with it. And then to get this audio of these phone calls, wow, what a stellar addition to the book.
Eerie.
I thought there was more of them, too.
There was.
Yeah,
actually,
there was more.
Tons of audio tapes, actually.
I know. I'm really disappointed because he said he was going to send them to us, and he never did.
He never did, no.
But, you know, he includes these letters, which are, you know, word for word in the transcripts. Here's Gacy talking about, it seemed clear after having spent 14 years in prison, Gacy was even more sadistic, perverse, and sexually driven than before he arrived. How can that be? Even in his 50s, he appeared to be more dangerous and aggressive than ever. Without a way to vent his twisted desires, the pressure of his fantasies were building to extreme levels. He wanted me to see how innocent and natural homosexual encounters actually were. In this letter of December 28, 1993, he described his first voluntary experience since being sexually abused as a child. Regarding my first encounter, I was 22. He and I went to dinner after work. His conversation was about sex. I assume he's feeling me out. He said when he goes out, he has a 100% chance of finding somebody, while I only have 50%. I asked him to explain. He said if I went out and couldn't find a female, then I would go home and jack it. Whereas with Tim, if he doesn't find a female, he can find a guy to help him get off. Then the drinks came faster, and by the time we left, I was high. But I drove him to his place. He asked me in for coffee. Instead, we had another drink or two. I passed out on the sofa, but awoke like in a dream with something... I can't really...
no.
Skip that part.
Yeah. That's cool.
But anyway, he discovers there's something going on down there. In the dark room, I could see his head, but didn't move as he had... Oh, boy. You know, Gacy, anytime he gets a chance to mention his 7 inches...
He does,
which, you know,
and his cut crown, and...
I got to tell you, it almost makes you wish I had a picture of it life-size so I could measure the 5.5 that he really was. I don't buy that.
I'm so glad he's dead.
And, you know... He also, you know, he drops the crown in there somehow, too.
Oh, of course, always.
I didn't even know what that term meant.
No,
until I read this book. I got to tell you.
That's why we've been laughing at it for so many years, this whole business of not only a crown, but it being a cut crown.
I know.
Meaning circumcised.
How we end up getting corrupted at this point in our lives by this Gacy, Jason Moss book.
I know it.
And the Internet is just beyond comprehension. Usually... When you turn about 30, you're really done learning new things.
The thing of it is that back when all that Gacy business was going on and the trial and everything else, little did I know that one day I would be so familiar with things like this cut crown.
He seemed to know. He seemed to know all the right spots as he had me lifting my hips. As I fed... No, I'm not going to read that. And something happened. Something firecracker-like, according to Gacy.
Of course, grand finale.
And then I returned my pants up and went off to bed. I woke in the morning never saying a word. Had coffee, went home, took a shower, and jacked it again. Never had any girls done anything as well as this guy did. It was nearly a year before I encountered it again, and then it was natural, and while drinking. And that's just an excuse anyway, just like you're doing it with a TV transvestite, like we knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Even not knowing you liked it, and that's all that counts. And he talks about a transvestite encounter where he finds out it's a guy afterwards, after he decides it's the best that's ever happened to him. It's like, yeah, right, Gacy, you had no idea that 6'3" woman was a transvestite.
Yeah,
He's
right.
such a liar.
Yeah, as if.
Get on your knees and get on it.
Yeah, there he is joking with the guards.
That's one of the funniest things
When
right
they
there.
have a
That's
bad day.
probably one of the funniest things he ever said was right there.
That's what you're saying.
I'll take a break.